Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Hassel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Z Garcia.
And I am the beleaguered Podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore. Why am I beleaguered?
I don't think he understands what beleaguered means.
Yes, I do.
When
I
you
really
keep
do.
posting pictures of yourself sitting drinking lemonade every day.
That's
Was
not
on-
lemonade.
The last one,
First, let's start
That's
there.
true.
International Margarita Day the other day.
Yeah, see, I don't keep track of holidays like that because I'm working for a living. Anywho,
It's International Margarita Day. So the retired man.
alrighty, well, welcome to the show, folks. We're going to talk a lot about board games. We got board game news. Z's going to taunt me and Bonacore in another game showdown. We got contributors here jumping on board. Before we get all into that, this is not the only live thing we're doing today. We got a top 10, our top 10 hybrid games coming up at 2 o'clock later today. And you're going to see Mr. Bonacore with me again tomorrow when we test out his new, well, not his new. He
Not
thinks it's
my
his.
new.
Well, you act like it. Terraforming Mars, the new card game, the Terraforming Mars card game. Yeah, see, I knew you could not put it on camera.
Well, we're going to be playing it tomorrow, live streaming on your network. I'm advertising your network, the Aries.
I appreciate that, Jason. All right, so.
Wow.
Anywho.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Let's get started with some contributors.
Hi, I'm Ambie, and today I'm going to talk about Under Falling Skies, a 9-card print and play game, which is a solo dice game where you're defending against an alien invasion. In the game, you're trying to win by getting your research track all the way to the end before you die in various ways from the aliens. The way each round works is you roll dice and you put one die in each column in your little underground bunker. The dice you place serve multiple purposes. First, they move the alien ships that are in that column down that number of spaces towards you, which means they're closer to attacking you. But also, wherever you place the die gives you a special power, and then having a high number there is good for you. So you want to balance out the numbers. You want high numbers in order to get good powers on your turn, but you also don't want the ships to move too far down and get too close to attacking you. Additionally, every time an alien ship lands on a symbol, different things happen. For example, they can move over a column, or if they're on an explosion symbol, that's the only time that you can shoot them down. So you want to match up your rolls so that you can make as many ships as possible land on explosion symbols, and then you can shoot them all down at once and stay alive for that turn. The alien ships respawn each turn, so you're just constantly battling off the threat as you're also trying to upgrade your bunker and get your research. You have to keep fighting back the aliens and staying alive. Also, the mothership itself moves down each round and activates a special ability each time it goes down. So the space between the mothership and your city shrinks as the game goes on, so the ships have less space to move. There's a lot of tension with the threat of impending doom as you're trying to battle that off, but also managing your dice and being able to do what you need to do in addition to staving off the alien threat. There's a published version of Under Falling Skies that adds a campaign game and some other things, but if you just want to try it out or you don't have the budget for a published version, then Under Falling Skies, a 9-card print and play game, is really fun. Bye!
Hi, I'm Josh from the YouTube channel Josh Yaks, here to talk about another thematic game mechanism. As you might know, if you follow my YouTube channel, I worked as a paramedic for 16 years before a combination of Crohn's disease and PTSD conspired to put me on disability. But one thing that those 16 years of paramedic work taught me was how to work efficiently and quickly under extreme time pressures, which is something that players need to do when they're fighting fires and rescuing people and pets in Flashpoint Fire Rescue. I can think of two obvious game mechanisms that can be used to capture the feel of time urgency. One is actually playing the game in real time, as we can see in titles such as Escape: The Curse of the Temple or Space Alert. The other, which is the mechanism employed by Flashpoint, is turn-based action points. Each firefighter only has so many action points to use on a turn before the board stake is generally worse, with spreading fire, collapsing walls, and more folks to rescue. Time is of the essence. Action points not only effectively simulate this time pressure, but they also simulate the difficulty levels of various tasks, as well as the unique abilities of different members of the emergency services. The actions players can perform in Flashpoint have various action point costs based on their physical difficulty, from a single action point to move into an adjacent empty space, to 4 action points to carrying a victim down a ladder. We also distinguish between character abilities with the action points. For instance, the paramedic, my personal favorite of course, can spend an action point to resuscitate a victim, or the hazmat technician can spend 2 action points to remove hazardous materials. This gives a bit of fun, asymmetrical, and specialized play to the different personnel. You never have enough action points to do everything you want to do in a turn, just like it feels as if you never have enough time to act in these emergency situations, which is why these action points really bring the exciting theme to life. Meanwhile, if you want to hear some wild stories of my experiences as a Toronto paramedic, you can find a few of them on my Josh Yaks YouTube channel. Cheers.
All right, folks, before we jump into all the different news that we have, just a reiteration of what I said on Monday. If you did not catch it then, we are unfortunately and sadly canceling Dice Tower East. It will be starting up again on July 10th, 2022. I go into more reasonings on that on our Monday board game breakfast, but quick rundown. I'm doing it as early as possible, even though things hopefully and might be quite well in July. We don't know enough about that now, and we have to make the call now because people need to take off time from work and buy airplane tickets, etc. So we needed to make the call as early as possible for everyone's sake involved. I also didn't delay it to later in this year because, well, every other convention has already done that. So we are still planning to run our retreat that we have in September, which is pretty much almost sold out at this point. I am considering running a second retreat in November in either Miami or Orlando. There is no plans, nothing put together for that yet. But if you are somehow interested in being involved in that, email me at tom@dicetower.com, and I'll just add you to a list of people. If we do anything, you'll be the first to find out. All right, let's take a look at our news here. We're going to start with some intellectual properties here. Alien. This is the 10th game on Alien. There's a lot of games on Alien, I think, at this point in time. And this one's from Ravensburger. Scott Rogers is the designer of this. Scott Rogers has done several other games. I think he's done a space game before, too. And it's a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players. That makes sense with Aliens, unless you're going to have somebody play as the aliens, I suppose.
Well, yeah. You just said there's a lot of games on Alien, and I didn't actually think of that when I saw this. What else has come out that's of any note that's specifically on the IP?
The most popular one is the deck building game from Upper Deck, Legendary Encounters. Okay. But we also have, there's an Alien vs. Predators game. There's just recently Upper Deck released another Alien game. Then there's that Alien Another Day in the Core just came out. I forget the company that did that one. Yeah, but there's several.
This sounds really interesting to me. You know, you're playing a cooperatively. You're trying to stay away from the aliens. Obviously, Alien. This is the original. Really nice minis. I want to play Ripley. Cool. I like this idea. This
Isn't that the problem with the game, though? Everyone wants to play Ripley.
Well, no. Ripley's the most boring character. No. She's like the vanilla character in that movie. In the first one, 100%. I want to be one of the other space truckers.
No, Ripley.
Yeah.
I'll die.
I want to play. I want to play Mother. With the computer, you know. That was always a strange thing, you know.
Yep.
Let's move. All right, let's move to the next one. We got Summoner Wars 2nd edition. We've already talked about this, but the pre-order is coming up in March 1st. So this is interesting. I know the game is pretty much done developmental-wise. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out. They're still showing just a little bit about it, but we know it's going to come out in a big box type set. It has brand new artwork. The artwork looks fantastic of the little we've seen. And it's going to have the 6 factions for the 2nd edition are going to be Vanguards, Fallen Kingdom, Savannah Elves, Cave Goblins, Polar Dwarves, and Breakers. I believe Polar Dwarves are new, and I think Savannah Elves are new. There was Jungle Elves before.
Yeah, I think that's right. That sounds right to me. This is a great selection. I mean, I don't know if these are all reworked, but Breakers and Fallen Kingdom, I'm excited about those two. I like those two quite a bit. Yeah, I'm interested to see how different this is going to be. There you go, get it. Yeah, you're allergic to pre-orders is what it is. You want it and you want it now. I understand.
I'm very interested to see the differences. Wait, and this is 2 to 4 players? Wasn't the original only 2 players?
You could play 4. If you
I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
You would just put the boards next to each other. Sorry.
Wow. Can you hit the snooze, the sneeze button is right here on the mic. I got the same mic. Snooze button.
Take a quick nap.
Go away, Tom.
Alrighty. Brew is a new game coming from Pandasaurus that has animals, and you are trying to restore balance to a forest to put potions together. I know, Bonagar, as soon as you heard the word brew,
I was so disappointed when I saw this because I thought I would be making beer, but now I got animal. No, I'm kidding. This looks cute. I like the style art. I forgot the guy's name.
I really do like the style of art.
Jake Morrison.
So,
very nice.
This is coming out in June from Pandasaurus, so keep an eye out for that.
Cute. Yeah.
Okay, Arkham Horror, Mother's Embrace. So speaking of mother, finally they've showed a small bit of the gameplay for this game. I don't know if you remember Z at the Fantasy Flight in-flight report.
Mm-hmm.
When they first announced this, they showed a trailer that showed like the intro to the game. It didn't actually show any game thing.
I don't remember this at all. Is this a video game?
Yeah, it's like a video game version of Arkham Horror. It looks like it's either Mansions of Madness or I don't know what it's like exactly. But they showed just the intro. People went wild. That was in 2018.
Wow, that's a long development cycle.
That would be why I don't remember. Okay, all right.
So it's coming out in Q1 of this year, and it's coming out on Steam and PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to wait for the reviews on this one for sure.
That's your job, though, Tom.
Well, not for video games. If they send me one, I'll play it for sure. But otherwise, I'm waiting on the reviews.
This is not playing Arkham Horror. This is just something inspired by.
It's in their Arkham Horror universe from Fantasy Flight.
Sure. Inspired by. Okay, cool.
I'll see. It looks like a tactical game. It doesn't look like like anything but like some sort of turn-based tactical game from that screenshot anyway.
One thing I noticed here is it doesn't mention, just maybe that's because of the stuff you cut. It doesn't mention Asmodee Digital. Is that? But it does say Lucky Hammer Studio, which is something they go to anyway. So it probably is under the Asmodee Digital umbrella. It's got to be.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of IPs, here's an IP that Z's been wanting for a while. A Gargoyles game coming from Ravensburger.
Yeah, I was just saying, while you guys were watching our contributors, that anytime I hear that question of, hey, what IP would you like to see turned into a board game? I don't have a good answer. I don't like that crossover idea for the most part. But if I had to pick one, Gargoyles, because I love that cartoon. It was right around the time that I was integrating into English, I think, and that's a big part of it. I feel very close to it. So Gargoyles finally has a game. I don't think there's been one before, and I am really excited about it.
It's a cooperative game. There are 4 different scenarios in it where you're working together. It's going to be in Target in August. Usually each August, Target releases a whole slate of games. Me and Z we've actually bumped into each other, I think, twice at Target.
No, right? That's true.
Is that true?
Roy is our Target expert now, though.
All right, that's true. Well, now that with Target.com, you can get the stuff shipped to you, so it makes things a little easier.
Right.
All right. Yeah, this looks interesting. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
All right. Magic the Gathering has announced crossovers with both Lord of the Rings and Warhammer 40K. So they're going to be they just announced that. We have very little information on this other than that. Magic's doing really well. It had a great year in 2020. I know that they're splitting off Wizards of the Coast into a separate division, which always confuses me because I always think it is. It's.
Yeah, you got some great news in this week's stuff, because I didn't even know that they were actually bringing it into another division, or maybe I forgot that when they announced their revenue. But this is interesting that they're going to somehow cross it over with Lord of the Rings stuff. I mean, that really is cool to me. I haven't played Magic in a long time, but who knows? Maybe I want to buy Lord of the Rings Magic packs.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be its own expansion. I mean, I think the news is still a little nebulous, but if this is its own set based on Lord of the Rings, my goodness, excited. They're going to be. I mean, they already print money. This is going to be on top of that, It
feels like it would be Secret Lair, though, right?
I don't know what that is.
What's that?
Secret Lair are those little mini, super expensive sets they did. They did one with Godzilla. They did one with various properties where there's just a few cards you could buy. I think they did it with.
But so it's not like a new game, and you're saying it's just a bunch of cards that you can add into your decks.
I don't think it's a bunch of cards. I think it's like 5 cards.
Yeah, it's like 5, and they're really expensive. The value of them usually goes up, and half the time they're not tournament legal.
So they're collector's items more than like a game.
And
it's
they
like
usually have
buying
a bunch
of
plans.
So it's something I'm going to put under glass and put on my, on my wall. I mean, that sounds what that's like.
You would, yes, you would.
Yeah, I would.
Not.
All right.
Then I'm not interested if that's what it is. Maybe I'm.
All right, so
right.
I read.
I'm not interested if that's what it is, and you can keep your gargoyles game too.
So Bruno Peduti, who's very, very outspoken, he pretty much tells you what he thinks.
Oh yeah.
On his personal blog, talked a little bit about his sales of his games in 2020. Well, not a lot of people talk about sales, so it's always fascinating when somebody did. And he said that Citadels, Diamonds, Masquerade, and King of the Dwarves, those represent 3/4 of the income that he gets, which I would imagine 3/4 of that 3/4 is Citadels. But, you never know. But he said that 4 of his games that are quote-unquote his classics, essentially, are doing most of his money, but most of his new games have not done tremendously well. And he does a lot of talk. You can read his blog. He talks about games a lot and things, but he talks about how newer games just aren't doing so well, and reasons why. Maybe new people are entering the hobby, so they buy the classics. I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting post.
This is a very, very interesting post. And this is a very distinct trend right now in the hobby that new games are just not selling that well. Now, a new game based on an existing IP or an expansion, and that different story, doing very, very well. But brand new, never heard of it, not another one in a line, very, very hard to sell right now.
Right. I mean, this is the same thing that happens to any big entertainment industry when it continues to grow, Like if I was producing a film, I am much more likely to bank on a Game of Thrones movie than I am to bank on a movie that somebody wrote. Brand new ideas, brand new IP.
Like,
right.
That's just how that works.
The life of Tom Vassell. Well, it wouldn't sell right now.
No, nobody wants to see that. Nobody would buy that. That goes straight to not DVD, VHS.
Betamax, baby.
Just in your trash can. All right. Well, speaking of bringing back old things, Bezier Games has just announced Suburbia 2nd Edition. Now, they last year, or actually in 2019, they delivered at Essen there, they delivered the mega enhanced super deluxe version of Suburbia. Yeah. This one is more of a normal 2nd edition, a very clean looking box, and then they have all the expansions in another box with game trays. It's a much more accessible way to play Suburbia because, frankly, even though that big box is really cool, it is a beast to pull out and open up and get things out of it.
Now, did they change any rules? That's what a 2nd edition sometimes insinuates to me, is that there are changes.
I don't know. I don't think so. It's being released on March 24th, so that's not too far away. So I'm assuming it's done now, and I think this is just a new way. It could be the art changed. You have to go look at the pictures of it.
That could be simply something like that. You like those covers, Tom?
I don't know how I feel about the covers. I
do know how I feel, but I'll let you. I asked you.
I think they're okay.
They're fairly uninspired. I mean, I don't usually criticize art, but these are fairly uninspired.
Well, we know.
I don't.
We know. Art.
Well, don't be mean as usual.
I'm just saying we know. All right.
What's going on? What is happening? Stop drinking morning margaritas. That's what I gotta say to that.
But it's a holiday. Anyway, a few small expansions. New Annihilation announced for Marvel Legendary. Annihilation is a Fantastic Four storyline usually. So I wonder if they'll be adding some more of the Fantastic Four type stuff in this. Well, it actually does mention them in the blurb, but it's basically showing Annihilus, Lord of the Negative Zone. So
the 25th expansion.
Yeah, that's the thing I took away from this. The 25th expansion. I mean,
that is more than I thought existed.
Yeah. I mean, this obviously, and Legendary is a great system. This kind of thing is just ripe to do this again and again and again and again, as long as you've got the fans that want to buy into it. But 25, wow, that rivals the biggest of like anything. I mean, not Magic the Gathering, of course, but like almost any. I can't
like
think
any
of
board game that is known for expansions, like Carcassonne, does not have 25 expansions.
No,
there's like 9 or 10 or 11.
So maybe this is the number one expanded game ever.
Well, we're going to look at the number one right now. That's not number one now, but in about 2 years it will be. And that's Marvel Champions has announced Gamora. And since they're coming out with a pack every month, they're going to catch up.
Well, that doesn't count. A pack doesn't count. Maybe it counts.
Anyway, they're adding Gamora in a big surprise to nobody.
Nobody.
Although I have to say, Star-Lord already in the game?
Well, he's been announced, I think. This is another announcement.
More for Roy.
I've still never played this. I really have to get somebody.
I think you would like it. It's a solid cooperative. Did you like the Lord of the Rings cooperative card game?
I never played that one either. The LCG, right?
I'm like a Lord of the Rings like fanatic.
Yeah, but I gotta collect cards and collecting.
You cards. You just it came in a starter box.
Yeah, I should have just gotten it.
All right. Well,
I'll show it to you, buddy.
You show it to me, baby. Let's play.
No longer play.
I show you Lord of the Rings. You show me gin.
All right. We're still on Marvel here.
The liquor?
Marvel Battle World Mystery: The Thanos Stones.
Gin rummy.
Frost Giant Loki is coming for this game. If you've never played this game, it's a little game where you actually break open these little eggs and play this little cooperative game, which I rank a 2 out of 10. But
for the game, but the collectability is quite high, right? I mean,
sure. And those little characters are cute and all that. I just hate the game.
Wait. You literally, when the game comes, you don't know what you're getting, and you crack open the eggs and you get characters.
Yeah. There's extra characters in these little. I mean, it's a CCG, and the booster pack is made of like foamy egg thing. Yeah.
How cute! They are adorable. This is cute.
I'm surprised this is still going. I thought this was like a once and done. I did not realize it had done well enough for them to keep making them.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This sort of thing, which is essentially mostly toy part game. There's been so many of these that have hit toy stores in the past 20 years that come and they're out for a while, then they're gone, and then they're incredibly expensive on eBay. So tactics.
Yeah.
All right.
This is for toy stores, not for hobby gamers.
They announced the newest expansion for Funkoverse, which is Alice in Wonderland. This is interesting to me, if only because this is definitely the Disney Alice in Wonderland, which means that's a lot of space for Funkoverse to go into if they have Disney on board. So,
wow,
that's cool. Yes. I like this. I like Alice, the whole story. So that'd be.
I like the way that queen looks. That's pretty cool.
Off with her head.
They look very mean. Very mean.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Come On released their annual financial reports. There's a 2019 report. It's a little bit late, but just things went on. and then a 2020 shortened report for both of those. I started reading them. They're like 64 pages long. But again, I just found this sort of thing interesting to look at. A lot of the stuff in the report, more than 50% of the income comes from Kickstarter. I didn't know stuff like that. And there's a lot of, to me, I'm saying it's boring stuff, but I mean, it's a lot of businessy stuff. But if you're interested in that sort of thing, that's what comes from being publicly traded. You can look at the financials of a company. Now, they're not going to tell you every paper clip that they buy. There's still a lot of stuff that's just conglomerated together, but it gives you an overall picture, and it looks okay for them. I mean, it doesn't look like amazing, but it looks okay.
But you can find the line that is where they buy the paper clips, actually. I mean, office supplies or whatever. It'll be a much bigger thing than that. But I have not.
I think it's even smaller than. I think the groups are even more general than that. Even.
Yeah, of course. I have not read the report yet, though I will read it. Not in ultra detail, but I will read it. But more interesting, or at least as interesting as this, is that CMON has placed all of the information with the exchange, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, where their stock is traded. They've given them the information, and they are waiting to hear when they can start trading of their stock again, because it was suspended last year due to some audit concerns, which we reported on. So I'm looking forward to seeing the stock opening again once the exchange approves all of that. So this is very exciting to me.
Cool. All right, and then in our final and probably biggest news, just a couple days ago, they announced the official Stardew Valley board game. Not only did they announce that they were making a board game based on this incredibly popular video game franchise, but also it is available. Well, it's not, but it was. You could immediately buy it online, and it, within 24 hours, has sold out, and the prices on eBay are already ridiculous. One of the designers of this board game is a designer of the video game. The other is a board game designer who has only designed a few games. The one I know best of his is a little card game called Gubs. Did you ever play that, Z?
I don't think I did, no.
It's just a little, almost take
from
that
Game Right, right? A little. It's like a kid's game from Game Right.
Yeah, I would call it kiddish for sure.
Obviously, I'm too old because I don't even know this. I don't know Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is a
video game.
It is. Yeah. It's like a forever video game where you just keep playing. A good analogy would be Animal Crossing. Very popular game where you just kind of do stuff. Stardew Valley has some similarities to that.
So it's like the world generates itself, and then you keep going and expanding and things like that?
No, it's closer to, I don't know if you know what Harvest Moon is, but you might not know that one either. It's basically a farming simulator. You're given a farm, you grow crops, raise animals, walk over to a little town, interact with people, make friends, give them gifts. It's one of those games, and time passes. You go from season to season. But what Tom's saying is that it doesn't really end. I mean, technically, I think it does after like a few years, but in-game years. But that's it. It just that's what you do. You run this little farm place, and every day you wake up and water the plants and milk the cows and go to town, and that's what it is. It's extremely popular.
Okay.
It's been going for years.
And this board game obviously sold out almost instantaneously. I'm assuming they'll reprint it. I was just surprised that they managed to keep it secret and have it ready to go. I mean, Quartermaster is the one who is fulfilling it. Although I did find it fascinating when I backed it, I got a text message saying that it was coming, right? And that it was not the first time I had got a text message from that phone number. I had bought my kids some those paint by numbers. I don't know if you ever see those on Facebook, like these huge paint by number pictures that look like a painting when you're done. Mm-hmm. So I had bought some of those that had come from China, and it was the same number that's doing Stardew Valley. I don't know if that means anything. But
you got a text message when you bought this?
Yeah, you put your phone number in. So I don't know. It said we got your order. Blah 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 blah.
How about that?
I think you were on the wrong website, man. I think somebody is trying to hack your life right now.
Even hack.
Anyhow, this is very hot. A lot of people like this. I don't know if the game is good, but you can read the rules online. So they're already up there. It doesn't look, from a cursory, I went through them really fast. It didn't look horrible. So I'm certainly interested in it. Once we get it, we'll talk about it more, folks.
Cool.
That's the news. Let's go to some contributors, and then I'm going to get beat down in a game show.
I'm going to lose this one.
Both are going to get beat down.
Hey everybody, Ron here. Today I'm coming back with another affordable board game. Today I am going to talk about Sunday Split. Sunday Split is a game designed by Nate Bivens and published by Foxtrot Games and Renegade Game Studios. It plays 2 to 5 players ages 10 and up and takes 15 to 20 minutes to play with a $15 MSRP. The overview: get the most points by making the most delicious ice cream sundae with a combination of scoops, bananas, and toppings while avoiding those nasty vegetables. To set up, you remove a certain number of ingredient cards based on the number of players. At the 2-player count, remove all the ones with 3+ in the lower left-hand corner as well. Shuffle up and you're ready. In a typical turn, one player draws a certain number of cards and split them into piles of 1 to 4 cards equal to the number of players, placing exactly 2, 3, or 4 cards face down depending on player count. Starting with the person to the splitter's left, each person gets to choose one pile, play all cards face up, and put them in their play area. Note that this means that the splitter will get the last remaining pile each round. Play advances clockwise with each player getting a chance to be the splitter. The end game. When there are no more cards left, the game is over. The players tally up the points they earn from the ingredients based on the chart shown. The person with the highest score wins. In a tie, the person with the most scoops wins. I think this is a wonderful, family-friendly, accessible game with a cute theme and not too cutthroat. And that was Sunday Split. I hope you folks enjoy, and until next time, see you later.
Hey, welcome back to Grant's Game Rex. Today, I want to recommend a game I am legitimately obsessed with right now called It's a Wonderful World. Look, I'm sorry I had to keep you under the table for that introduction. I just do it for dramatic effect, but it doesn't mean that I care any less about you, okay? You know that I love you. This is an engine building game in the same world as Splendor or Sentry, but this one has deeper strategy, more choices, and best of all, simultaneous turns so you never have to wait. In It's a Wonderful World, you will be drafting cards one by one from a hand of 7 that you pass around the table. Each card costs a certain number of cubes to complete, and once completed, will produce a certain number of cubes. During the production phase, you will be producing cubes in the order of gray, then black, then green, then yellow, then blue. I love the tough choices in this game, and the choices are definitely very tough. I know that because this game makes people mumble to themselves more than any other game I've played. Everybody's just looking at their cards, trying to work out their own engines. Like, okay, well, if I finish this card, then it's going to produce a gray and a black, and I'm going to need that one to build this one. But I do want to recycle this one because I need that green to finish this other card over here. But I don't want to lose that. Okay, what am I doing? Well, let me start over. Okay, if I finish this one before this, then this is going to happen. Oh boy, I don't know what I'm doing. I imagine we look like crazy people to somebody walking by who doesn't know that we're playing a game. Just like 4 adults sitting at a table all mumbling to themselves. I'm working this out. Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 3-2-1 or 1-2-3 or whatever I call this game. Today, these fellas are going to be taking guesses at the top 20 films according to AFI's, the American Film Institute's top 10 sci-fi movies of all time and top 10 fantasy films of all time. I just combined the two lists. I wrote those down. So again, fellas, I'll remind you of the rules here. You will take turns going back and forth guessing at what something might be on the list. If you are correct, you're going to get a point, and then we'll go to the other person. If you're incorrect, you get nothing. We simply go to the other person. But when we come back to you, now all your answers are worth 2 points. Mess up again, they'll be worth 3 points. Mess up again, you're done. And then whoever has the most points at the end of the game will be the winner. So, let me find here my scoring app. Where's my scoring app? Why
so hard.
Is this a difficult category for you, Stephen?
Very difficult.
I thought you were like a connoisseur of these.
But I'm giving you a hint. I gave you some topics off. I said Titanic. I'm letting you take that one.
Take Titanic, huh? You're gonna let me take that. That's a great one.
What other ones? I don't know why you're giving that up, Tom.
Ooh, I thought
that's a love story, isn't it? All love stories are fantasy, so it's obviously going to be in there.
Okay. Why
yeah. Okay. Well, that's why I'm happily. Anyway.
All right. So, what are we? Who are we starting with here, fellas?
I don't know. I won last time.
I think we should flip a coin, or you won last time, so let him pick then if he goes first or not.
I'll let you pick. Steven, you seem really stressed out by this.
I am so stressed out by this.
I'm going to let you pick. How about that, okay? Why don't you pick first? Again, part of the strategy, maybe not this time, is to mess up on purpose.
Yeah. I'm going to mess up not on purpose. Like
there's also a new rule in effect that I will mention now.
That'd be nice if you mentioned all the rules now.
I'll do what I want. Okay, don't you tell me how to do this. Here is the new rule, fellas. If, when you bust entirely, okay, and when you bust completely, you're done. We go to the other person for a final guess. When we come back to you, if you are completely done, you get one guess and one guess only at 4 points, as long as neither one of you has gone over 10. It's a final shoot the moon moment.
Okay, but one thing, like you just said, once somebody busts, the other person can continue, right?
The other person can continue, yes.
You didn't mention that. You said
they're going to go one time before you interrupt them, a final time.
You play an interrupt, like magic.
You can play an interrupt, that's right. You tap all your mana. You play an interrupt, and you can make one final guess. Whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter. One final guess. If you get that one right, you get 4 large kahunas.
The
as long as nobody's gone over 10 points, though.
All right.
Here we go. You each begin at 1 point apiece. Lay it on me, fellas. What do we got? Steven, you want to go first?
Yes. I'm going to...
I've never heard a man more uncertain in my life.
That is about correct. I've never been more uncertain in my life than any of the
These are classic AF5 films. Think classics in sci-fi and fantasy.
Classics.
How hard can this be?
Easy.
One of the categories could have been courtroom drama. Suck it up.
The problem.
Just pick a game here.
The problem is that the movies have series, and we don't know if they're all in there or one of them's in there, or maybe it's just the series. All right. Star Wars A New Hope.
Say your guess?
Yes! Unless it's not right, then I guess again.
Star Wars, that's all you had to say.
Okay.
Is in. It's number 2 on the sci-fi list.
But is that a series name or is that the original movie name?
No, it just says Star Wars 1977. That's what it was called when it came out. This whole New Hope garbage is for these millennials. You have a point.
That's too bad. I was actually going to also guess Star Wars: A New Hope. So good guess, Mr. Bonacor.
Well, I had to take that off the board, and if that wasn't right, table flip. I'm out of here. I'm literally.
I actually waffled between that and the second one, but all right.
What do you got, Tom?
I'm going to go with Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Ooh. Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Huh. It's number 8 on the sci-fi list. Fantastic film.
Oh. Well, that's a sequel. It's whatever someone says, where's the sequel better than the original? That's always my pick.
That's right. Steven, back to you.
I gotta take things off the table, I guess. I guess I'll go with Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Is that the one you're going with?
Yes. Unless it's wrong, in which case.
Good call. It's number 2 on the fantasy list.
Oh,
number
okay.
2 fantasy game of all time. You have the number 2 sci-fi and the number 2 fantasy game, Steven. And if you get the other number 2, you sweep the whole thing.
All right. Well, now I'm totally off the book.
Number
here.
2.
I don't know any
dramas.
All right, I'm going to say, Z, I'm going to say,
Go ahead.
I don't know if this would be in the critics list or not. I'm going to say the very first, and I'm only talking about the first one, Matrix.
Okay. For sci-fi or fantasy?
What? That doesn't matter.
Does not matter. And also, doesn't matter anyway, because it's not on the list.
All right.
Wrong for that, Tom. But now all your entries are at 2 points apiece. The Matrix is not
matters,
right.
Z. Don't think that matters. I don't think it matters if my entries are 2 points, but we'll see.
Hey, man, of course it matters.
All right.
All right, Steven.
I'm gonna go off book a little here. Not really, but I mean, I don't want Tom grabbing it.
You got to ad-lib, baby. Go.
So I'm gonna go with The Martian.
Oh, that wasn't on my list at all.
Oh, well.
The Martian.
Yes. Matt Damon.
Like the one from like 5 years ago. That one? The Martian.
His poop. Eating his potato.
Isn't that like...
That's definitely sci-fi.
So you're thinking that AFI, the American Film Institute,
yes,
whose number 1 film is or was Citizen Kane from like the 30s. You think that The Martian is on their list?
Yes.
It's not on their list.
Well, they're idiots.
All right, fine.
Okay, Steven, that's wrong. Go ahead.
I'm going to stick in sci-fi here.
All right, cool.
Let's go with the very... Now, it can't be the second. It's got to be the first. We talked about this earlier in the episode. Alien.
Alien is correct. It's number 7, Tom. The number 7 sci-fi film of all time. That gets you 2 points. Tom, you're at 3 points right now. Steven's at 2 points right now.
I had Alien on my list, potential too.
You should have said that before, The Martian.
Yeah, well, I guess I should have. I'm at 2 points now.
I didn't even think of The Martian.
To be clear, The Martian is one of my favorite films of all time, actually. But I don't.
It is amazing.
What do we got?
I'm gonna go with Black Panther.
Interesting. That's an interesting guess. It's wrong, but it's an interesting guess.
Ah, come on.
Good. That actually saved me the trouble of one of my other guesses.
You are now guessing at 3 points apiece here, Steve.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go with Ba-na-na-na-na. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That feels like a critical darling.
Yeah. Let's go on.
It's a great guess. It's a fantastic guess. It's somehow not on their top 10. It must have been their 11, man, because I don't understand. But it's not.
Huh.
You're on the right track much more than Steven, okay? I'll say that. I mean, Steven, I feel like he's going to be guessing that. Next up is going to be, I don't know what he's going for here.
He's going to pick Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Black Panther was nominated. Black Panther was nominated for Best Film. Was the only.
I'm assuming that superheroes aren't in this, but I wrote a couple down just in case.
If anybody says Sharknado, I'm out of here. All right, here we go. Steven, do it.
No way that they're not. Superheroes have got to be in this because it's you gave us the definitions before. It got to be. I'm gonna go in this case since I'm worried. I'm gonna go with Predator.
No way.
What?
Predator's a fan flick, not a.
I told you I was. Just say Predator, like the Predator from like Get in the Chopper. That movie.
Get in the chopper now. Yeah.
Steven, what are you doing?
All
I'm
right.
looking for my 4 points. I'm gonna get the 4 points.
All right, fine, buddy. You got one more shot when we come back to you at 4 points. One time. Put on your thinking cap. Tom, do it.
I know this was critically praised, but I don't know if it counts as. It's got to count as sci-fi. I'm gonna go with the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Wow.
Interesting guess. Certainly better than anything Steven has said. It is,
All right.
however, not on the list. So,
All right. I know that was
Steven.
highly critically praised.
So you guys are still at 2 points for Steven, 3 points for you, Tom. Now, if Steven gets one and you do not, he wins. That puts him at 6 to your 3.
But
If
he
you
can
both
continue.
get it, then you win, Tom. And in fact, I'm not going to tell you whether Steven's guess is right until you take a guess.
Okay.
I'll
Let's
tell you
do it.
right now, it's going to be wrong to guess. I'll just let you know. So,
Come on, buddy. I believe in you.
I'm.
Tenet. It was a really good movie. We saw it together.
It was a good movie, but it's not.
Think of classics, baby.
But it's
Classics. These are a bunch of old people.
I'm gonna go with. Oh, this.
What did he say?
He said, "Oh goodness." I think he meant "Oh God," starring
I literally. All right. I mean, I'm gonna try a.
Right.
I'm gonna try another superhero movie. I think I'm gonna try.
Oh, please stop. I'm going to stop you right now. Try anything else. You can
Star
pick a movie about anything else. And it's
All right, Star Trek.
Star
Which one?
Trek: The Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna pick.
Stop.
I'm gonna go real old here, Z. I'm gonna pick The Wizard of Oz.
You're saying
What?
The Wizard of Oz.
I guess
Well, that's fantasy.
Yeah, I guess. Wow, that is old school. And if you
Well,
watch
Tom-
it now,
Tom, your guess is correct.
wow.
It's a #1 fantasy movie of all time.
Have you?
And Steven, your guess is wrong, baby. Of course it is. What are you doing? I don't understand. I don't think
Actually,
explained
I
it
consider
clearly.
Wrath of Khan too. So whatever.
Yeah, maybe, but it's not.
Wrath of Khan's
All
the
right.
best Star Trek movie.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. That means Tom has 7 points. Steven has 2 points. The list of the films, guys. Which one do you want to hear first? Fantasy or sci-fi?
Let's
Let's
go
do sci-fi
sci-fi
first.
Yeah.
Sci-fi. Okay, 10. Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was too much of a popcorn flick. That's why I didn't put it. But all right.
Great.
9. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
8. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Tom already said that one. 7. Alien, 1979. Tom said that one. 6. Blade Runner, 1982.
Oh, right. Of course.
Listen, it was not that good, but it was very artsy.
It got good by the 5th time he cut it. Put the narration in, take the narration out. Put it back in, take it back out. Number 5, The Day the Earth Stood Still. No, not that one with Keanu, the original one.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I think that. Nah, I don't. It's boring. But all right.
Yeah.
Man, Klaatu would slap you if he heard you say
But the remake was even more boring. So
Yeah.
there's that too.
it was a perfectly cast Keanu Reeves. I don't want to hear it. Number 4, A Clockwork Orange, 1971.
Okay.
And then the 2 that you guys somehow missed, I don't understand. Star Wars is at 2, okay? But number 3, E.T.
Yeah, it's just hard to remember.
And then
Sure.
number 1, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, I hate that movie. I won't say that out of principle.
I hate it too, but you're
No.
supposed to like it if you want to be cool.
It's Kubrick.
E.T. was on my short list though, so
You had E.T.?
I
Okay.
figured
right.
Close Encounters was the more critical one.
Hey, it was a
the
great. That was a
Spielberg movie.
great guess. That was a great guess. It was the only good guess that was wrong. All the wrong guesses that were wrong were terribly wrong.
All right, let's go
All
to
right,
the
now
fantasy.
fantasy.
No, this
is
is
a little
impossible.
weirder.
Yeah.
Fantasy's a little bit weirder. I'll admit. Okay, here we go. Number 10, Big, with Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Number 9, I've never heard of, The Thief of Baghdad, but it's also from 1924.
Yeah,
Even
it had
Stephen
some classic.
wasn't born yet.
No, it's a classic. It did some good special effects for that time frame. I like this movie a lot, actually.
Hot garbage. Number 8, Groundhog Day.
Oh, that is an amazing movie, and I guess it is fantasy. I guess.
Number 7, Harvey, from 1950. I'm not sure what.
Harvey. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's great. It's the rabbit. He can see.
Yeah.
I forgot that Jimmy Stewart. Phenomenal movie.
Number 6, Field of Dreams.
Okay, that's pushing the fantasy part, but I get it.
Talking about, baby, it's
every
transcends
fiction-
the rules of the natural world, as it says.
Every
You're right. This is where
fiction
fantasy
movie
based
like
comes from.
fantasy. Oh, go ahead.
All right, number 5, Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay.
Christmas
whatever.
movie.
It's fake, you know. I mean, like, the guy is.
Hey! Santa Claus is real.
If any kids are watching this, put them to bed immediately. Santa isn't real.
You didn't
Number
give much of a.
It's not much of a spoiler.
You're a
warning.
monster. You know you are a monster.
No, number 4 is a monster. King Kong, 1933.
Oh, and I even said King Kong versus
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Close. You were half right. That's an extra half a point for you. Number 3, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
All right, fine.
Wow.
That makes every Christmas movie on the list. Then they're all fantasy.
Yep.
That's right. Number 2, Elf. No, I'm kidding.
No.
No, number 2 was
I
The
thought
Lord of
you
the
were
Rings.
serious. I thought you were serious.
Number 2 was The Lord of the Rings, and number 1 was The Wizard of Oz. There you go. So you guys did,
This is what I think about this.
I didn't have much left. I had Princess
contest.
Bride, Harry
This was
Potter.
terrible.
I had Inception, but I didn't think that. Yeah, whatever. The
Inception-
AFI's a bunch of garbage.
Inception would
It's
have
a
been
bunch
good.
of hot garbage. Next time, we're picking top 10 movies according to Michael Bay. Yeah. All right, everybody. That's it for this one.
There you go, folks. Thanks for watching that. We still got some more contributors. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey folks, welcome back to my segment. My name is Anthony. I am the board game dad, and this is AJ, and we're on the Dice Tower. Can you say Dice Tower now? Of course. In case you missed it, I'm going back and doing all of my picks for Favorite Game Fridays. I've never done it before, so I went back to the very beginning and just trying to rattle off as many as I can on this segment before time runs out. So speaking of that, let's get right to it. The next category up on the list here is Favorite Filler Game. This is a new one to my list, and I love it as a filler. It's Ticket to Ride New York. Plays in 10 minutes, especially with 2 players. It's super fast. After that, we have Favorite Puzzle Game. Tiny Towns is a puzzly game that I love. I like it so much, in fact, that I even bought it despite scoring 0 points the first time that I played the game. Yeah, there's dice over there. Speaking of dice, favorite dice game, I'm going to go with Martian Dice, a quick push your luck Yahtzee style game where you can re-roll a bunch of times, try to get some Earthlings, and avoid the army tanks. Next, we've got favorite game to take on vacation. This for me is Quicks, a very easy game to get out to roll and write. Small piece of paper, just some dice. You can bring it anywhere, restaurant, hotel, whatever. Next, we've got an unexpected hit. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. Press Your Luck Game, Quacks of Quedlinburg. After that, unexpected hits. Wonder Woman Challenge of the Amazons is a game that I had no interest whatsoever in trying. And my friend recommended it to me, played it over Zoom with him, and we loved it. So we played it a lot since then. Dice Tower, yeah, you said your shtick already. You ready? Okay. Next up, we've got Social Deduction Game. I love Spyfall. It doesn't get to the table very often these days for obvious reasons. After that, we've got favorite game to teach new players. I'm going to go with Silver and Gold, an easy flip and write. I was able to teach it to my parents, which is a feat in itself. All right, we're out of time, AJ. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, folks. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, Dice Tower fans. I hope your breakfast is going fantastic. And I have a couple smash ups for you today. I have a really quick one for you. First of all, let's do this one, phase 10. First thing you do is take this and you do this. So by smashing it up with the trash, it makes it way more fun than the actual game. And it does a service by putting it out of its misery. Okay, let's go over to the second smash. Okay, in this mashup, I have to give credit where credit is due. This came from one of the Dice Tower alumni, Sam Healy right here. He set it on a Dice Tower top 10, and I tried it out, and I haven't gone back since. The first base product that you're going to be using, the base game, is Onitama. And then, if you have a set of Crossmaster Arena and maybe a few more pieces, you can do something like this. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so we have the characters from Crossmaster Arena. Now, the teams that I have are girls versus boys. You want to make sure you have one piece that is the same but different colors, so you can have the boss guy in the middle, so you can have everything match up. But other than that, you can have your setup anyway. If you have the same color pieces variants of the characters, that would work. But like I said, this one right here, this setup is girls versus boys, and they just look so cool here. And every once in a while I might get confused when I'm trying to do a move, but this game is so simple, it makes it easy to incorporate cool pieces like this, and it just makes the game more lively in my opinion. And look at those colors, they just pop. So that's all I have for you today, Dice Tower fans. So if you want to join me at my channel, you absolutely can. But until the next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all you play. I'm out. Bye.
And that's it for another episode, folks. Thanks so much for watching Board Game Breakfast. I'm feeling good, winning a game for once.
It's finally time for you to win something.
Well, anyhow, that's it, folks. Don't forget to join us back here later today at 2 o'clock to see our top 10 hybrid games. What's a hybrid game? We'll talk about it, and I'm sure we all came on the same exact definition.
Sure. Of course.
At 2.
What do you got, Steven?
Okay. Well, at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time, which is like 15 minutes from now, I'll be doing an unboxing component overview on my channel, the Podfather of Gaming channel. So you can watch me unbox.
You actually have a channel called the Podfather Gaming channel?
Of course I do. The Podfather of Gaming YouTube. You should subscribe to it.
For false advertising. I'm not subscribing to it. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Yes, I'm unboxing component overview of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. And then tomorrow we're playing it at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live here with you over there. Can't wait.
Got it.
I can wait.
All right, we'll see you all then. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Bye.
And I'm the Podfather of Gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
Have fun watching fantasy movies.